morning, good morning, good morning. It's like 10 minutes to 4 a.m. and Miss Aurorah just had a 3 a.m. jamboree in here. I'm sure that, I might have disturbed some people because the music was rather loud. But now that I'm all the way up, Miss Aurorah has to get into these emails that were sent yesterday. Clearly, some individuals were triggered by yesterday's video about those overdraft fees and insufficient fund fees that financial institutions are charging. Okay, now, this is so good because many people get wealth or even rich confused with what income is. Okay, so there's a few things that I really want to address in this video, but the base is wealth versus rich. Okay, let's get into this. For those of you who do not know who I am, yes, Miss Aurorah is a very early riser, okay? And this is a PJ production. Y'all know that I come on here with PJ Productions, okay? I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement. Okay, so now, part of some of the emails had to do with what individuals are earning a year, right? What they're earning from a job a year, and still finding it hard to, even though the earning is substantial, okay, still finding it hard to keep up with the monthly expenses. So part of the issue is things that the IRS is saying. So for example, $100,000 a year is considered middle class. And we all know that that is fading. We know that that is fading. Okay, so that's considered middle class. However, if you're earning that income, if you are earning that, you're not seeing $100,000 a year, okay? Because if you work on a job, you already know that the taxes are taken from you before you get that money. Then you've got whatever insurances you're paying. You got some cars in the family, you got a mortgage, or you've got rent, okay? Your food, your entertainment, okay? 401k, the things that people really invest in, and the ways that people, if you're making that type of money, you want to feel rich. So you're buying things that real wealthy people would never invest in. Okay, you're purchasing a lot of liabilities that will continuously cost you. So if you take a look, if you itemize the ways that you are spending money every month, you will see that there's no return on a majority of the things that you are purchasing. There's no return in that. So you have to keep going to this job. You have to keep earning this income. Okay, right? $200,000 is now considered upper middle class, right? So if you're earning $200,000, again, you're not really seeing the $200,000, okay? And this is not all people, okay? I'm addressing the people who have sent these emails, okay? You're not really seeing the $200,000 because, again, you want to feel rich, right? So you're spending money. And I have to be careful because you're not making investments, right? You're spending money on things that are helping you feel great. It's helping to keep your ego going. It's feeding your ego. So you're buying name brand this, name brand that, but you don't really have investments. You got to keep going to this job to earn this money. So now you've got $350,000. That's considered upper middle class. Again, you are an employee. And you're not really seeing the $350,000. Okay? Because the more money that you're making now, you're buying more things. You are doing more things. You now have the opportunity to travel, things like this, right? In all three of these scenarios so far, I'm not hearing anything about time freedom, because you are going to someone's job, basically. Whether you leave the house or you don't, you work for a company, all right? And you are earning this income. Now remember that the Internal Revenue Service is taxing you on earned income. So the more money that you are being paid by the corporation that you work for, the more tax that you are paying, the more expenses that you are giving to yourself, okay? Then we're going to get on to $400,000 and above. Now these are all the numbers according to the Internal Revenue Service. Now that's what we're talking about. So according to the Internal Revenue Service and Joe Biden, at the $400,000 mark, you are considered rich. Now, those of us who really know what's going on in the world, that's relative to where you live. If you live in a very expensive city, $400,000, $450,000, $500,000 a year that you have to earn by putting in your manual labor, spending your time doing something, that is not rich, because you live in a very expensive city. Connecticut, New York City, maybe San Diego, San Francisco, very expensive cities. That type of money that you are working for, and let's just get on with the real, maybe it's not made by one person, maybe it's made by a married couple, okay? But above the $400,000, that is what is considered rich, okay? So for the individuals who emailed saying that you feel as though you paid more in overdraft fees than you got paid from your job, okay? And you broke down all of what, you know, the taxes that are being taken out, but this is what they say you make. You don't know what's going on, okay? And some of y'all have written some biographies, okay? And it's very, very, very comical. So let me move further, because what I also want to put in this video, because one of the people commented on two of the videos that are here on the channel, but the one where I talk about the 7 types of income, okay? I'm going to include it here because here's where we're going. Before I even get there, let me just say this, because I know I'll get an email. $470,000. At $470,000, this is of earned income. Earned. You went somewhere, you had to make the money, right? You are considered in the top 1% of earners. It's the top 1% of people. Top 1% as it relates to income at $470,000 and above. Okay. Now, let's go here. Wealth is the net worth of a household. Okay? Wealth is the net worth of a household. Income is what is reported on an IRS tax return. You are reporting income on an IRS tax return. Wealth is the net worth of a household. Okay, so I want to make that clear for those of you who emailed about yesterday's subject. Now, if in fact you are deemed to be wealthy, then that means that your money has been working for you. You no longer go out here and work for anybody. You're not an employee. Your money works for you. your money takes care of you, right? So the wealth or money or being rich, like the money is not what you make, it's what you keep. The money is not this whole, what the gentleman was saying about how he feels like he was raked over the coals because he was in overdraft all the time. So he doesn't feel like he was able to get anywhere, or he has been able to get anywhere because of these overdraft fees. Now, I don't know what the overdraft fees have to do with it, because if you were managing your monies properly, you wouldn't have the overdraft fees, right? So this is about it to me. In order to really consider yourself rich, right? That means I have time freedom. That's where Miss Aurorah is going to go with. That's where I'm going as it relates to what you were emailing from yesterday. In order to be considered rich, really and truly, you've got time freedom, all right? Because if I'm living off of $40,000 a year, which is very easy to do as a single individual, right? But I don't go to a job. I don't have to go to a job to spend $40,000 for the year for my lifestyle. I'm very rich. You see how relative that is? I have my time freedom. I don't report anywhere. There's nobody who has to now cut me a check. I don't have to wait on monies. If I want to get up and go somewhere tonight, I don't have to wait, because I have my time freedom. It's because I'm a rich person. I'm a very rich person. I don't have to extend my time in exchange for a few dollars, because that all happened in the past. Now those few dollars are doing what they need to do so that I can have my time freedom, so I can enjoy my rich life. Okay, so that's really where that's going. But right now, I want you all to take a look at the video that the individual is commenting about in the email after he watched yesterday's video, where I'm talking about the 7 types of income. All right, so let's start with earned income. And the reason why Mr. Aurorah is going to start with earned income is because we've all been there. Some of us are still there, okay? You know that when you work a job, you earn income. No way of getting out of that, okay? And when you earn income, you know that earned income is taxable, all right? You know that when you get your check, you've already been robbed. All the taxes have already been removed from the monies that you earn from your physical labor, all right? This is why we don't do that here in the Secured Entrepreneur movement, okay? We come far away from the 1040 lifestyle. So now you have earned this income, all right? The company is now reporting to the Internal Revenue Service that, hey, listen, this person is on our payroll. We have paid this person to work X amount of hours per week. That's A. Now the Internal Revenue Service is looking for B. That's your 1040 filing. So even though you've already had taxes taken out of that check, we still would like for you to be a kind and beautiful, wonderful, nice worker person and complete this 1040, because we see that this is the lifestyle that you've chosen for yourself. So, okay, fill out the 1040. And you're hoping and praying to the Most High, okay, sweet Afro Jesus, that you don't owe those people any money, okay? You want that refund because you really believe that they're giving you something. So, okay. This is why it's imperative that you have your company established, that you have your business together, okay? Notice, Mr. Aurorah didn't say give yourself a job. Because self-employment, that's what that is. You're self-employed. You're giving yourself a job. You're still in the 1040 hamster wheel, all right? You're going to file that 1040. You're going to claim that you earned income. And you're also going to pay 16% self-employment tax on that earned income, okay? And if you're lucky, you might catch a refund, okay? Most people will end up writing the Internal Revenue Service a check depending on how much money you're going to claim that you earned, okay? So that leads me to the next type of income, which is interest income. You know, like when you're the bank, okay? This is what I'm saying. When your company is established, now you're giving new meaning to be the lender and not the borrower, okay? Hello, somebody. Somebody's gonna catch it. Okay, now I have the ability. Why? My company is established. This business is together. We have credit. We have cash. You want some of this? Come on over, okay? And now we get to dictate the interest rate at which we want this loan repaid, okay? So if I say, all right, we're in a market where, heck, they're giving out 3% interest rate right now, but you came over here to my company. You really want something from my company. If I say 6%, that's what it is. It's 6%. So now my company has the opportunity to get in on this interest income because we are the lender, okay? And I'm talking, we're gonna give you a private loan. We don't have to give you a public loan. Catch that. We don't have to give you a public loan. We can give you a private loan. Why? Because we understand contract law. All we have to do is create the correct type of contractual agreement for this money exchange, okay? And now we get to get in on this interest income. Oh yeah, all right. Let's talk about the residual income. Now we all know that this is the work that has already been done. This is the work. It's already been done. This is something that has already been established, and we're going to get paid again and again and again. Why? Because we have a system. We have a system that is working for this company. A system that is working for this business. Come on, let's get with, okay? Let's get into this dividend income. Now, you all know that Miss Aurorah is serious about her dividend income. Now, many of you sent emails about the video that I did talking about how Warren Buffett bought all these shares with Barrick Gold. And prior to him and Charlie Munger doing this, they were both bashing gold, okay? All of a sudden, they give up a lot of their stocks and they go into gold. So you all were sending emails asking my thoughts. Where did I think we're really headed? Do I think that the dollar is going to take the plunge? Okay. Miss Aurorah doesn't know, but Miss Aurorah is prepared, okay? So that means now to all of the secured entrepreneurs, please know and understand that you have to make moves. Start small, make the money that you need to make, and then make larger investments, okay? But you've got to do something, okay? So dividend income, we know, is coming from a corporation that we buy shares of. We become co-owners of the company, and that entitles us to the profits. It entitles us to a share of the profits, okay? Now, that's a whole lifestyle for a whole lot of people. And Miss Aurorah also did a video on dividend stocks and companies that have been paying out dividends for well over 100 years consistently, all right? So if you're getting into the game, we have a lot of good teachers here on the internet, okay? And they have a lot of great information where it is that you can get started. So I'm saying, start small and then grow. That's what I would say to all of you who have been emailing about the dividend income and how you need to do it. But again, Miss Aurorah is telling you, do not start any of these accounts on these platforms in your own name. All of that is taxable. When you take those dividends down in your name, that is taxable, okay? And remember that it is your job to employ as many tax deferral strategies as you can. They are legal. They are given to us for our use, okay? Commercially, why are you not doing it? That's another video. Miss Aurora's not even gonna go here in this video because I can get real heated and then we'll be here for about 20-30 minutes because I will break that thing down like a ham, okay? Let me talk about capital gains. Let's talk about capital gains income, because you were also asking about the capital gains when you buy and sell real estate. And Miss Aurorah feels very strongly about some of these transactions. And I also made a video about that 1031 exchange so that you do not pay tax on those capital gains. And there are many creative ways to legally avoid the taxation on capital gains. However, I made the video about the 1031 exchange because many of you are giving up the properties that you currently have to purchase a property that is more valuable, that is bringing in more profit for you. So we know that we want to use a 1031 exchange so that the monies that you would have paid in tax would be applied towards a down payment. All right? And that leads us right into profit income. Again, buying and selling. I buy something at one price, I sell it for a higher price. That is the profit, okay? This is why you don't want to do any of this outside of having an established company, okay? Because we don't want to be taxed on the profits. We don't want to be taxed on the profits, okay? We want those profits to move into another entity. We want those profits to move through a pass-through tax entity. And if you don't know what the heck Miss Aurorah is talking about, you need to go down below and click one of those links down there. Okay? You need to get on Miss Aurora's calendar. Okay? Stop playing with yourself. Oh my God. Okay. That's profit. Buying and selling. All right? The last one. Royalty. Royalty income. Now, a lot of you emailed about the videos that I did talking about licensing, because that royalty income is when you allow people to use your idea, okay? When you license your idea, then you are paid a royalty. Now, some people are going to have better luck with this than others. We do know that people who self-publish and things like that, if you catch a royalty check, it's very small, okay? Because you don't have distribution. But when you get these licensing deals, if you make a good licensing deal and you have a product that can be used by other people, it's very valuable, so other people want to use it, you can get in on some great royalty income. So please do not sleep on that. Well, all right, there you have it. And you all know y'all need to be up as early as Miss Aurorah is always up, okay? Get it popping, all right? You know you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time.